Good afternoon and namaskar to all of you, all the participants, guests, and distinguished speaker of the session. I am very much honored to be here to join this wonderful 3-day Heartful Campus program starting from today to day after tomorrow in the evening 4 to 5:30 p.m. I am Dr. T. Vijay Kumar. On behalf of Delhi Technological University, I welcome all the students, participants, esteemed guests to this wonderful evening session by Sri Sanjay Sehgal ji. He is our esteemed speaker cum presenter of the day. I welcome you, sir, wholeheartedly for your kind consent to grace the occasion with your experience and expertise. DTU last year made a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the Heartfulness Educational Trust, mainly to nurture heartful atmosphere in the campus. And Heartfulness Educational Trust is a subsidiary of Heartfulness Institute, which is in existence for more than 75 years. And this Heartfulness Educational Trust offers a lot of programs like Leadership Enclave, Helm for university students, Heartfulness Meditation Workshop, etc. for senior faculty, management people, students, and staff of the university. And all these programs are done in accordance with the university guidelines, the UGC guidelines, to have a holistic growth among the students. So in this direction, this session of 3 days are planned to deal with 3 important aspects. It's today's topic, as you all know it, it's dealing with uncertainty, because today the uncertainty is most common. So this is a very topic which is very close to our heart and apt for the day. And tomorrow the topic will be living light, how to lead a very light life without taking any heaviness or burden in the heart. And the third day is healthy living. So after attending all these sessions, I feel one can able to strengthen their emotional quotient and spiritual quotient. You know that today's more than IQ, we are talking about UQ and SQ, that is spiritual quotient and emotional quotient, to assess their adaptability and emotional resilience and personal excellence more than professional excellence. So without wasting much time, I request you all to attend the program on all these 3 days. And at the end of the session, if you want to interact with the speaker, you are welcome to interact through the chat. It is provided at the chat box. You just write the questions, and the facilitator will take up the questions, and it will be discussed at the end. So now I request Mr. Karnik Agarwal, student coordinator for this program, to introduce the guest to the audience and take up the session further, the next step. Thanking you. I wish all success on this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All the respected attendees, today we are honored to have our own DTU alumni from the batch of 1988, Mr. Sanjay Sehgal, as the keynote speaker for the session. Acclaimed as the most innovative digital transformation CEO 2019, Mr. Sanjay Sehgal is a technology entrepreneur, global businessman, startup advisor, keynote speaker, philanthropist, and a heartful human. A compulsive entrepreneur who thrives at the intersection of technology, business development, and fundraising investing endeavors. Currently, he holds 2 technical patents and a 28-year successful record of building businesses. He has founded and co-founded several companies, including AMI, IVVT, Centric, and has spearheaded profitable merger and acquisition deals for the businesses with data center giants like Adaptec, LSI Logic, Emulex, Brocade, and Seagate. As meditation instructor and a self-development enthusiast who has taught meditation techniques to thousands of people as a part of his own self-development journey, we are excited to have Mr. Sanjay today. Now, I request him to take over for the journey of amalgamating the facets of leadership, meditation, and mindset. It's over to you, sir.
Thank you, Karnik. Well, good evening to everyone, though I think you all perhaps can say that I'm, joining from a place where it is still dark and it's early morning here. I'm joining from Atlanta, Georgia, and very happy to be talking to the students of my alma mater, DTU. I was there, I think, a couple of years ago, and it is always a delight to be in those surroundings, interacting with the people who are going through what I have gone through. Only one thing I can tell you is that it's a great place, and a great journey of life awaits you once you graduate from DTU. And you can always contact people like me to be able to assist you in your future endeavors. So I think we'll, I had a short presentation that I wanted to walk you through. The topic that I was going to cover is dealing with uncertainty. So could we start sharing that presentation? And I think what I thought I will do before I even give you the gyan or walk you through the journey of this, how to deal with it. Let me first understand from you. I know only few people have joined so far, but let me understand from those who have joined, both on Zoom and also on YouTube and other means. Please, if you could, make it interactive. So I had some mentee questions that I thought if you could answer, that will be great. And even if only few answer, at least it'll help me understand what people are going through right now, especially in India. And I think it's very simple to answer these questions. If you, from your mobile phone or your computer, you go to menti.com in your browser, just type menti.com, and then it'll ask you for a code. The code is 7589164. Again, menti.com, 7589164. If everyone, including those who are on Zoom, can do that, that will be great. So you will be walked through some questions there which you can answer, and we'll display the result here. We don't need to know your name and all that. It's just it will tell us what people are going through. It says, are you feeling stress and anxiety due to current times? And I think 4 people have said yes, and 1 has said no. The brave person, I'm sure, is still here with us. That's wonderful. That 2 people are feeling no. Okay, that's wonderful. That's good. 7 are saying yes, we are feeling stress and anxiety. Hopefully, those who are feeling, there'll be more people in the no section after this, session. So I think we can go to the next session. What symptoms do you feel for this stress and anxiety? Now, this stress and anxiety in our lives, I mean, it could really, the symptoms of that are many. In fact, one of the symptoms also is boredom. I mean, you'll be surprised to hear that. And, or indigestion. There are so many, majority of the problems these days, medical problems people face, they say are mostly psychosomatic. They're coming from the mind, and stress and anxiety, one thing which it impacts the most is your mind. So I think there are numerous ways it shows up in your life, but I had listed few there: sweat, shortness of breath, headache, sleepiness, and I think people are mentioning various things there. Okay, let's go to the next. Have you practiced meditation before? 6 of the people said they have, 5 haven't. So hopefully we can be of some usefulness in this session to you by teaching you meditation. Let's go to the next one. How often do you practice? And there are various people. Some said daily, once in a year, never, once in a month. So we have a mixed group of people, and more people are joining. Okay, let's go to the next, if there is any. Okay. Which is the best way to cope with uncertainty? I just wanted to understand, from you all. I mean, I have some tips here that I'm going to share with you. They said act over the things that you can control, challenge your need for certainty, learn to accept and manage stress and anxiety. It's good to see the variety of people here. They're giving their feedback on these things. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we are okay. That's okay. So see we all know. I think this has been. It's not a new thing that what we are going through. Meaning new thing. I mean, since March it has been there. So now I think people are getting more used to it. I think somewhere I had written there are generally 5 or 6 phases that people go through in such times of pandemic, when you're locked down, you're at home. There are things that you used to do, then you're not able to do them anymore. But they say that it is usually not the pandemic that can kill you, but it is the stress, or anxiety that you feel as a result of what you think is happening, or what you think is going to happen in your life, that will kill you before the pandemic kills you. I mean, there's a in I had come across this wonderful cartoon a few years ago. They said that somebody's reading a newspaper. They said he's sharing with someone that it turns out it wasn't the giant asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. It was the stress about the giant asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. It's a joke, but I think this is something that we all know. That I think we, especially in India, you often hear news about so many people committing suicide these days because they are not able to take up the stress. And in one of my articles that you will read about various phases, there are also phase of anger. There's a phase of anger, phase of anxiety, phase of boredom that people are going through. Now, anger manifested itself in terms of all the protests that we saw all over the world, including in US. We had so many cities where people started protesting, which is not very common in countries like US. But I think that happened, and we all felt it was an anger people were feeling in their life, and they were manifesting their anger through this mechanism. Now, stress and anxiety stays throughout this phase, unfortunately. And it is so we are going to talk about various steps here. But I just thought another thing I'll mention to you. I'm sure majority of you have seen that movie called Three Idiots. If you can go to the next slide, Shantanu. Why I'm mentioning that movie, I was thinking about what I'm going to talk today. So I thought the best example, if you all are best thing in that movie, that's what will sum up what I'm going to talk about today. If you remember in that movie, Amir Khan's character was talking and telling his friends that there was a watchman where he grew up, and the watchman will go through the streets every night, and he will just basically, of course we all kind of think of watchman going around and talking about jagte raho and all that, while he himself may be sleepy. But important thing he said is he just say all is well. I'm sure you all remember that because that dialogue was repeated multiple times in that movie. All is well. I think he'll just keep put his hand in the heart and say all is well. That is a summary of everything. Life, when we are born, if you think about this, did somebody give us manual on how to live our life? Did we even know what to do? Of course, our parents were around. They taught us things and all. But initially, when we were born, we really didn't know anything, right? You were just thrown here, if I may say it that way. You just land here, and everything else you learn, right? There is uncertainty at every step. Of course, there are people to help you. And if imagine, or I mean, if you ever thought about this, what if I had a manual to deal with every single situation, or I had a chip in my system which told me how the life is going to be, and I knew? But then there will be no fun, right? Life's fun comes because of uncertainty that is thrown at us. But of course, when times like these come, uncertainty that we are still uncertain about, even after 9 months, nobody knows what is going to happen. These are really strange times, of course. I'm not trying to uh, I mean, diminish the importance of uncertainty that we are all feeling. There are many things, but in all this uncertain times, there are only few things you can control. Majority of it you cannot. Nobody knows when the vaccine will come. Nobody knows. I mean, I tell you about my life. I mean, I was a guy who every other month would travel to India. Even the month that I was in US, I would be traveling within US. And now for since I think February, end of February or beginning of March, I've been stuck here. But we all learn to cope with it, and that is what we are going to talk about. Because once you cope with it, you will find that this is something which is an opportunity given to all of us to learn some new things in life. This is an opportunity that has been given to us by nature, that unless you learn this, times will not change. That is something, a good feeling to have, as they say. Now, there are many things you can remain outside your control. Your mindset should be ready to cope with these circumstances and facing unknown challenges. And those are the things we're going to talk about through the tips that we will give you. Let's go to the next one. Of course, uncertainty does cause stress, makes you anxious and powerless. But the worst thing is that if one gets into the spiral of that, there are millions of people all over the world who have lost their jobs. Many of you who are students, perhaps you may think that what you're facing is very difficult and what you're facing is trouble, but imagine the people who have big families to feed and they have lost their jobs. And in many cases, they may or may not have homes. I mean, we all saw so many videos coming from places like Delhi about that Baba Ka Dhaba, if you remember. Or there's another old couple. They were on the road and nobody is coming to them in these times because of fear of corona, right? And of course, but through these means, many people could help one Baba Ka Dhaba or one chaiwala. But how about those other hundreds of thousands who are nobody is meeting them or nobody is even talking to them to be able to put their information on Instagram or other social media? And our own lives, I mean, I think there are, I mean, as I said, I don't want to diminish what each one of us is going through, maybe going through, can go through, because times are different. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I thought I'll share with you the 4 tips that you could all follow, and after that we will go through at least one major thing that you can learn in these times that has potential of helping you change your life. Now, tip 1 is list out everything. Suppose you're worried about your job, whether you are looking for a job, those who have graduated, or let's say those who have a job. I mean, that's an important way you keep not only feed yourself and feed your family, but also keep your mind engaged. I mean, work is an important part of our life. We spend more than 1/3 of time there, or time there meaning time in these times, time here thinking about it, right? So it is very important for us to list out things which matter, and then list out, on the opposite side, things that you can control. Now, why we and of course see the things that you can actually control and things that matter to you. Because many times we find that in these times, people are more craving for things they used to do before, right? Oh, we used to be able to go to a dhaba and eat this or have this chai or have this. But do those matter? Like in my case, if I start thinking about, we used to take vacation every other month and go here, go to the beach, go to this place, but those things don't matter now, right? What matters is there are some very key things that matter. And for me personally, like, if key thing that matters is, am I able to manage the teams that I have? Am I able to provide for the teams that I have? Those are the things that matter, and to the extent I can control, like in my case, yes, by talking to customers, generating more business for my companies, yes, those are the things I can control. Things I cannot control are, oh, how I used to spend time, how I used to be in my office and interact with people. Doesn't matter. So let's, in these times, they say unprecedented times call for really unprecedented actions. Focus on things that matter. Out of those, things that you can control. Things which are not in your control, what can you do, right? If you sweat over those, that will only increase your anxiety. Other is challenge your need for certainty. See, we all have different abilities to be able to handle different degrees of certainty. Now, why I say that is, there are some people I know personally, for me, I can always handle certain degree of uncertainty. In fact, some people say I thrive in those things, because I mean, everybody's different. There are some people, unless things are perfect, they will never be able to undertake something. Now, coming from an entrepreneurial background, I mean, that's what as I said, I thrive in, because that's startups are like that. I mean, you never know what is going to happen. You are coming out with a product that people would need in 2 years or 3 years from now, and it'll take you 2-3 years to develop. So obviously there is a whole degree, there's a whole lot of uncertainty there. So that is the it is challenge your need. I mean, there are some in these times, those who think that things have to be perfect for them to lead their daily life, they must challenge that need. Things are not going to be in your control. You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. What if the person next to you catches this corona virus? What are you going to do? You cannot plan for any or all the eventualities in your life. Once I used to think that uh, when, for example, when we travel, that is perhaps the most uncertain times, because we don't know who's going to be driving. When you sit in a car on a road, you can see things, but when you're in a plane, you don't know anything. I mean, okay, this will take you from here to there, but you don't know the driver or pilot. You don't know the airline. You don't know the condition of the aircraft. You can't really see anything. You can't judge anything for yourself, because we don't know anything. So what happens is, there is a certain amount of faith you all have, or we all have, when we sit in a plane. Faith comes based on, now we always know that so many people every day travel and all that, and of course they reach their destination safely, right? So that faith that is there, that helps us continue with our life despite a good degree of uncertainty, is very essential in these times. So tip number one, again I'll go over that: focus on things that you can control and which matter to you. Second, challenge your need for certainty, because there are things in life which will never be certain, right? And we learn to live with them. We learn to have that faith that this will lead to the right result. Very, very important to exercise that in everything that causes you stress and anxiety these days. Third is, learn to accept. Of course, second and third are a bit related, because once you challenge, then you can learn to accept certain degree of uncertainty and focus on the present moment. They say that on an average, human being has 60,000 thoughts a day. And out of those, 90% of the thoughts that you had today are the same that you had yesterday, right? Now imagine, that's, I mean, so much power of our mind we are wasting in thinking about things on a repeated basis. I mean, that is the second fact, actually, that 90% of the thoughts you had today were the same as yesterday. And the next is that, I mean, you actually keep thinking about things over and over. And the negativity, others' mistakes, expectation, guilt, and our past. These are the baggages that we all carry, which make us keep thinking about those 50, 60,000 thoughts that we're talking about. Now, acceptance will come once you learn to leave that baggage behind. What is the point of talking about times which were so good before Corona? No, let's talk about what I can do now in the present moment to make my life better, make the life of people around me better, and also after when this is over, right? So that's, I think, is the tip number 3. Learn to accept and focus on the present. And the thing which helps you the most in that is meditation. And that's why we are going to talk more about that today. And other is, tip number 4 is manage stress and anxiety. How you can do that is focusing on things which will bring you joy, which will bring you some relaxation, which will bring you some new learnings in your life. Focus on yourself. When I say yourself here, not from being a self-centered person, focus on yourself from the perspective of bringing new things in life which will help you manage stress and anxiety. When you, let's say, go for long walks, that will take your mind off various things that are bothering you. If you do practices of meditation and relaxation, that will really relax you and help you relieve the stress and anxiety which is engulfing you on a daily basis, right? Write down what you are grateful for. Do positive things. Read some nice books, right? Take a moment out for yourself. That's a walk part. And learn something new, whether it be the technical skill or it be something like yoga and meditation. These will help you. Utilize this time, not in just binge watching on Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon and other or Hotstar. In India, there are a lot of them like this. But learn something new that will add to your life. In fact, when I have been doing this meditation pretty much a year after I graduated from DTU, so that way I feel you all are very fortunate that you are getting this exposure while you are students at DTU. Many of you are. So it's very, my motivation when I started meditation was that, am I doing something on a daily basis in my life which is making me a better person today than I was yesterday? I still remember 30 years ago, that was my motivation, why I took this up. We all know it is good, you know, but we say, well, I will do it later, maybe older people will do it, or this and that. I mean, these are all the myths we all have, oh, I really cannot do it, I rather focus on movies or focus on my work or my studies and all that. But I'll tell you that becoming a person who is able to manage his stress and anxiety in any kind of times or any kind of situations that are thrown at you would help you in everything that you do, whether studies, whether your work, or whether your daily life. That's why when you look at, I mean, I can speak more from the US perspective, that majority of the top CEOs here, right, and top the film actors and actresses and all, they all practice meditation, because higher you rise in your professional life, more stress and anxiety you're prone to. How they deal with all that? Through meditation. They all can perhaps afford anything. They can spend their entire day on golf course or massage parlors or do various things and all that, but instead they do take out time to do meditation. Tim Cook, Satya Nadella, if you just go on, I mean, there's a list of hundreds of CEOs in US, who practice meditation. If they can do it, why can't we do it? Right? If they must be very busy, their time is very precious. They once somewhere I had read that Bill Gates is every minute of his life is perhaps millions of dollars, right? Why can't we do it? I mean, there's no excuse of time and all. So with this, I think, what was in the next slide, Shantanu? I think I thought I will take you through a practical session of heartfulness. Now, as I mentioned earlier about the movie Three Idiots, right? And when we say all is well on the heart, that was the dialogue, famous, iconic dialogue on the movie, all is well. That's what heartfulness is all about. Heartfulness is about us making that strong connection with our heart. They say, dil da mamla hai, right? Everywhere. Everything is a matter of heart. Heart has the ability to tell us what is right, what is wrong, though we all spend so much time in our mind. You know, to me, heartfulness is a journey from your mind to the heart, to your head to the heart. They say it is the longest 18 inches you would ever travel. In heartfulness meditation, today I'm going to talk about two major practices. One is called relaxation, and other is called meditation. And I'll walk you through a practical session of those things also. And after that we can take up some questions, and it will be a short meditation I will do today in the interest of time, but you can learn this. We have many resources available online through our YouTube channel. We have an app called Hearts app that you can download, which has guided practices. You can continue doing this through that. I think we'll just go straight to relaxation and meditation instead of all the other things, and that will be easier. But typically we also suggest you can do right nostril breathing for anxiety, and there is a limb cleaning. But we have other sessions tomorrow and day after. They will be talking more on that. So what I'm going to do is in relaxation. Is that the Karnik right time to start meditation?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
Okay. Okay, so I think we'll just, I will walk you through steps for relaxation and then steps for meditation. So relaxation, you just follow, I will, it is more like in a way a body scan where you are going through different parts of your body and giving this suggestion that every single part is relaxed. They say that the moment somebody feels stressed, the thing which it impacts the most is blood circulation in your body. In Hindi, some of you who know Hindi will know that haath paon phool jana. There is a phrase in Hindi, haath paon mere haath paon phool gaye. That's literally true. What it actually means is that when you are in a stressful or anxious situation, the blood circulation moves away from your visceral organs, from your main organs to your limbs. That is a natural fight or flight response our body has, and that happens through as soon as the brain senses danger, our pituitary gland or master gland excrete some hormones, and those hormones actually mess up with our blood circulation. So what we do in our relaxation technique is normalize your blood circulation, focus again on the heart. So that will be a 5-minute thing that I will walk you through, and right after that we will switch to meditation. And in meditation, as I mentioned, we focus on our heart. There are many meditation techniques which focus on your breath, focus on your third eye, focus on a point on the wall, or some other techniques. No, they are all good. Everybody, in a way, every meditation technique helps you become relaxed, helps you become more purposeful, more focused in your life. Now, why I mention about special things about heartfulness is that it helps you focus on your heart, helps you develop that relationship, that strengthen your ability to be sensitive to your heart, so that also helps you in your day-to-day life to learn when you're doing things right and your things which are not right, because heart knows when things are right, things are not right. Heart is an organ which in a way captures all our physical, spiritual and mental things that are happening to us and gives us a simple result. It's like a single subject which covers all the papers. So it is more like that. It has ability to be able to output things based on considering all the factors in your life, all lives, mental, spiritual and physical. So we suggest you focus on that. There will be, when I walk you through that, it will be silent meditation. I will ask you to focus on your heart, with the idea that your heart is filled with source of light, and focus on that. Now it will be hard initially, but that's okay. I mean, PhD is not easy, or any hard subject, is the best subject, which is most in demand in outside the world, right? So initially it will be hard, but through facilitators that we will have today, tomorrow, day after, it will be made easier. So you will again focus on your heart with an idea that your heart is filled with source of light. Stay with it while ignoring other thoughts which bother you. If you do get distracted by some other thought, it's okay. You can bring yourself back and have the same thought, same supposition that my heart is filled with source of light. So we'll do that meditation for 10 minutes, and after that, we can take up questions. Okay? Just follow my instructions as I walk you through till we do meditation, which will be silent. Just find a comfortable place to sit. Take few deep breaths to relax yourself. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And gently bring your attention to your toes. Feel your toes. Now imagine the energy from Mother Earth is entering your toes, making them relaxed. And bring the attention to your ankles. Focus on your ankles. Feel that energy is relaxing your ankles. Feel the energy moving up through your lower leg, making your lower leg relaxed. Your knees, they are relaxed. Your thighs, they're relaxed. Focus on your entire leg. Feel that it is relaxed. Focus on your seat. It is relaxed. Now bring the attention to your lower back. It is relaxed. Feel the energy moving up through your spinal cord to your upper back, making your entire back relaxed. Feel your upper arm, your elbow, your lower arm, your palms, they're all relaxed. Bring the attention to your back to your shoulders. Feel that your shoulders are relaxed. Feel the energy moving up to the back of your head, top of your head, making your entire head relaxed. Feel your forehead. It's melting away. All the tension in your forehead is melting away. It's relaxed. Bring the energy to your face. All your facial muscles are relaxed. Your earlobes, tip of your nose, your chin, they're all relaxed. Now focus on your chest area. Your entire chest area is relaxed. Now focus on your heart. It's at rest, it's peaceful. Now we will begin meditation. While doing meditation, bring your awareness to your heart with this supposition that my heart is filled with source of light. It's a gentle supposition that you focus your mind on. while ignoring other thoughts which come to your mind. If your mind gets distracted, it's okay. Bring yourself back. When it ends, I will say that's all. Please start meditation. That's all. Keep your eyes closed. Feel your heart. Normalize your breathing. Gently open your eyes. Should we take up some questions if there are any? So I think yeah, these are the I mentioned few things to you, and these are two resources you all can access. One is our app, Hearts app, you can download, which has guided practices of meditation, cleaning, and all. Other is Heartfulness Magazine. That is a monthly magazine. It is provided free online. You can download this as well. Okay, if there are no questions, I'll take your leave. One, how do you deal with?
It was great having you today. We believe students must have gained a lot of exposure, as well as if you must have taught them great insights to help them how to tackle in this situation.
Thank you. Thank you. You all have a nice evening.
To you too, sir. Have a nice day.